Hello and welcome back to Hindsight. I go by the name of Heinz, also known as Ketchup Man. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. And now, this story is a bit of a weird one because have you ever heard of a story of an 18-year-old who goes out on holiday and was dating someone not 5 years younger, or 6 years, or 7 years, or 3 years, but the person is only a few months younger than him, and now he's looking at a prison sentence of 1 year in prison, and this sentence is very lenient according to UAE laws. Now, the story today is a story of Markus Fukana. It comes from Sky News. It says 18 jailed for 1 year in Dubai after a holiday romance with a 17-year-old girl. The girl is actually 18 now. Prosecutors say they acted on a complaint from the girl's mother, but campaigners have criticized the sentence and say that UK government hasn't done enough to help. Let's go and read the story, because the reason why they say that the UK government has not done enough to help is simply because of the fact that this guy was actually facing 20 years in prison, which for this crime, because over there in the UAE, it is the age of consent is 18 and is considered a criminal offense. Now, there is so much undertones to this, and we're gonna get into that much later. But we're gonna read this here. It says an 18-year-old Briton has been sentenced to a year in prison in Dubai after a holiday romance with a girl who was 17 at the time. Markus Fukana, with his family in the UAE, or also known as United Arab Emirates, when he met the girl who also is from London, is now 18. The head of the campaign group detained in Dubai said his treatment was a disgrace, and Mr. Fukana felt abandoned by the British government since his arrest in September. He is expected to appeal the sentence. Mr. Fukana previously said that the pair kept their romance secret from the girl's family because they were strict, and had hoped to continue seeing each other back in the UK. However, he said police turned up at his family's hotel and took him into custody without explanation. Detained in Dubai, said Mr. Fukana was arrested and charged after the girl's mother found their chats and pictures when they got back to the UK and called Dubai police. That is so bad. So you mean to tell me that they already made it back to the UK and she found him? Obviously the girl's parents must have made it back on time before the boy's parents had a chance to come back into the UK. So you're telling me that she found this out, and then the next door was get him locked up in Dubai while you still can. That is some evil mind. We're gonna get there is some more to this. Marcus was desperately hoping to come home this week, but prosecutor mishandling in the first stages of the case meant it wasn't heard as a misdemeanor, or when it should have been, said the group's boss Radha Sterling. Mr. Fukana and his family have urged the UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who is also their MP in Tottenham, to intervene in the case. The Foreign Office as said is in contact with them. Dubai is well known for its strict laws on drug, alcohol and sex, and the age of consent is 18 and is strictly enforced. In previous statement, prosecutors said under UAE law, the girl is legally classified as a minor, and in accordance with procedures recognized internationally, a mother, being the legal guardian, filed a complaint. Dubai's legal system is committed to protecting the rights of all individuals and ensuring impartial judicial proceedings. I bet they are. Twitter sleuths, as you would imagine, has dug up the identities of the family, and it is here. So the mother's name, this is the mother, and she goes by the name of Mrs. Davinder Kaur. So this is the one that returned from a trip with her daughter, Miss Pooja Kaur, from Dubai. Found morning after pill in her daughter's bag. her daughter admitting to having consensual relationship with Markus Fukana, knowing it was consensual. So these are stories from Instagram, from people that knew them. So this is Pooja. This is the woman in question. Well, that was sleeping with Markus Fukana. Now immediately they're calling this racial, and I can see why. Now something happened on my timeline on this same day, because this was something that I never expected. I never expected to see this tweet by a username Kang Min Lee, who said a race war has now erupted between Checks Notes, Indian and Black Twitter. And basically, this was the tweet that basically said Indian's bride, and African's bride. And I've been seeing things like this. The first one was Indian man and a black man and an African man, etc. So I've been seeing tweets like that for like the last couple of days, and I never understood why. And when I saw this post in conjunction with Markus Fukana's story, it kind of because I've never really had any bad experiences with Indian people before, and that's me being truthful. I come from Luton. It's very diverse. I've always been treated with the utmost respect with Indian people. So I wouldn't have cause to think that it was racial, but there is racial animosity. I can never say the word animosity between both groups, and I love Dr. Mas Idris for calling it out, because he says here smacks of racism and what I call honor-based abuse too. Dr. Mas Idris, we have had him on the channel. You can go watch our interview. The card should be up right about now. We talked about honor-based abuse at length in our interview, but yeah, he says here smacks of racism and what I called honor-based abuse too. She didn't like the fact that her Indian daughter was in a sexual relationship with a black boy, possibly angered and shamed by this, so enacted revenge and bring her daughter into line. Honor-based abuse. He, the male victim. What he's explaining here, honor-based abuse, is something that is not. It's not well known yet. It's not well known, but he's pushing for it to be recognized legally. I'm glad he called out the racism that is going on here, because it's not really been talked about a lot. It is something that is. I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't know enough to judge and say that it's prevalent. It might, because I have not really had any aggression like that or any racism towards me. I have a lot of Indian friends, and I'm from Luton, and it's very multicultural over here. I've never had any bad experience with them, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? That and that is what we're seeing here. Because why is an 18-year-old who dated a 17-year-old? Bear in mind, she's only a few months difference. Like I said earlier, it's not 5 years, it's not 4 years difference where it would make sense to say right, let's enforce this. But the fact that it's just a few months older than younger than he is, and immediately they just throw the book at it and have him looking at jail time is really frightening, especially with the added context that he was facing 20 years before all of this, and it was reduced to 1 year. I am also happy that Dr. Mas Idris continues to shed light on a base abuse, because it doesn't, as we discussed in the interview that I did with him. This is one method of honor-based abuse. There are other methods that is being used to actually enact or carry out the abuse. This is using the legal system to carry out that said abuse, just to keep the daughter in line, as Dr. Masidris had pointed out. I'm very happy that he spoke on this. But yeah, like, that's all I have for now for this story. If I hear anything, if there is any updates to this story, I'll definitely be updating you all. And with the benefit of hindsight, hopefully we have learned something new today. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. Have a great evening or day wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.